Oh, hello there, my little children. I'm Mr. Church. And, I guess I am wearing this bathrobe because I need to do the laundry. So today let's build a laundromat right next to this red rocket over here. Since the camp note is green, I'm assuming we can just place this down. Green means go. Let's just click on that. Oh, okay. That doesn't mean we can place it down. Of course. I forgot. How silly of me. How silly of me. How incredibly hilarious that I have thought that this means I can place my camp down. You can't place your camp down. Oh, there's a spot by the river I can place my camp down. I'm over here by the Red Rocket gas station in Morgantown. I'll show you on the map in just a moment, but let's move this as close as we can. Try to anyway, to the Red Rocket, because I want the sphere right up against there. I want to build as close into the town as I can, because everyone knows the people of Morgantown have dirty laundry, more dirty laundry than some of the YouTubers that used to make videos for this video game. Now, I've lined this little foundation here up with that curb over there. And that's just to try to keep some continuity of the builds that are to kind of make it fit in with a Red Rocket building. And I've started in the middle, and we're going to snap to either side. This allows us to have, to get it really low, like this. We want it real low, because this is like the front, like, curb, if you will. And we're going to have one of those little, store overhang things that probably have a name, but I don't know what they are. You know, like at a strip mall, there's that big block of absolutely nothing that the sign for the store is on, and you stand under the big porch thing. I'm sure that crappy overhead thing has a name. Just make this shape. And if you watched my train station video, you'll probably know all this already, unless you watched it muted, or, as one man said, without the sound. Now, some people have told me that they can't hear anything when they watch my videos. My suggestion is still to turn the volume on. That always helps me out. You see, if there's 10,000 people that have been able to hear it, and you're saying there's no sound in the video, then I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it's probably on your end. Now, let's just, we're gonna do is lower this back concrete down about as much as space as in between that defensive post and the roof. See how there's a gap there? Because we want to lower this down so that we can have a roof that is sitting right on top of that post, like so. And once that's how we want it, we will get rid of it for now, because we need to put some... Let's just get rid of this. It's very hard to delete wall pieces when there's so many dedicated players attempting to crash the server all at once. But we can manage with just a bit of patience. Now we're going to build over with a temporary upper floor, because we want to put some half walls up here. And so grab the contemporary half wall. You can also use the bunker. I believe a couple other walls work as well. You can use the barn wall pieces for this, but you will lose probably several years of your life if you even look upon them. So what we're going to do is we are going to grab our flamer, and we're just going to burn these walls. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to break the bottom of the wall. And that is where the wall registers support. So if we break the wall, there's no bottom on the wall, and there's no more need for support. As you can see, though, there's no bottom there. They just have those little L-shaped things. That will mean we can delete these. I forgot, though, I wanted to make the front a double wall. So, I mean, you could have done this before you burned everything, and it would have been a lot easier. But just build on this side, throw this up. You actually know you do have to burn those half walls first to double them anyway. And a professional can burn them all in one burn, like so. Now just get rid of all this stuff, and now we have the basis on which we're going to build the chunker, which I believe is what it's called. Repair that. As you can see, we've got the double wall in the front, and then the normal wall all the way around. What we're going to do now is we're going to fill in the bottom with some roofs. Now, over here, this roof piece is what's supporting everything. You can't delete it, but if you replace it, it'll change the support, and then you'll be able to delete it because it's no longer supporting anything anymore. I'm going to use these bunker roofs because they look awesome on the bottom. And I'm going to snap bunker roofs up here before realizing that I don't want huge chunks of concrete all along the front. And then I'm going to replace with some asbestos roofs. Let's see. And what do we want? Do we want that? No, we don't want that because that's plywood. Let's put some Slocum's Diner wallpaper. That's looking better already. Now, I will warn you, I have already been clawed in the arm once by my cat, and that means he's thinking about starting to scream because he needs to be out of my room the second I start recording because he wants to be as disruptive as possible. This is what cats are for. I recommend getting one, especially if you have immense amounts of patience, because you need to test that every day. Now, there's little weird gaps between the foundations. This is all due to the fact that Todd Howard doesn't hate you, as you may have expected me to say that, because he doesn't even know who you are. How can he hate you when he doesn't even think about the people that play the game? It's this weird, like, distant, you know, maybe he knows of people that play this game, but he doesn't know any personally. Uh-oh. So over here we have some intersection problems. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of some stuff and see if I can snap it. Because I don't think it should be intersecting with anything. So we're going to remove some of this stuff over here just to make sure nothing is interfering with it. So you want to replace that roof. You have to replace these roofs here with a different one before you can delete it, and that'll allow you to delete this here. So as you can see, what's happening is, for some reason, this wall is flipping. When I put it down, it flips and automatically is snapping to that other foundation, which there's that shouldn't be happening. Luckily, we have our piece that we saved off to the side over here, and we're gonna put this back. Now that I know what the problem is, I'm going to rebuild this area. And that means I have to burn this stuff. And burn that, and burn that. And I'm not sure why I did that, because I forgot to put the the new piece back on. Anyway, what I'm doing is I'm putting everything back. See, now that I know that it's flipping, the fix for that is to just move the foundation that it's auto-snapping to. This one. What we're going to do, see how I have it snapped there and it flips? Walls are auto-snapping to this foundation, so I'm going to move this foundation and then snap it and then move it back. I don't know why it's doing that. I've never had that happen before. But if you do know, let me know in the comments section what in God's name is going on, because this is very much confusion and not ideal. I'll be honest, it's not the best. So then you can just repair that over at the camp node, repair all, and there we have the front. And we'll just throw up some walls here and throw up in our mouths. Maybe we need a door to get out, and that's fun. Now let's work on the roof. So for the interior roof, we get to put these in. These are our bunker. If you see them crooked in here, don't worry. I will make them all go the same direction. These are for interior sake, so when you go inside you see those, but I'm going to cover them up here. Now another fun fact is that roofs obviously don't snap on top of each other. However, if you put any old thing on top of these bunkers, like let's say, I don't know, a radio, a chair, for some reason after that, the roof pieces will snap directly underneath / through these roofs. Will this have any value? I don't know. Prepare your ears for an assault. I hear my cat. He's stalking me like a wild animal, like a beast. Anyway, after that, you can just, of course, delete the chair, the radio, anything, whatever you did. Now, the whole reason I did that is to add this sort of like exposed rafters look underneath. So if we go down inside, what we're going to see, by the way, this will create power for our build. If we go inside, you'll see these exposed rafters, and it'll kind of look like the insulation's been ripped out, but you can see the metal from the bunker and the wooden rafters, which I think is a really cool warehousey looking, industrial looking look. Now I moved all the asbestos roofs to be in the same direction, which took like 4 years of my life. Now, what we're going to do is place a temporary roof on the outside for the burner to stand on. And this burner is then going to destroy all the roofs around the outside edge. So let's speed that up. Everyone's seen burning roofs before. That's nothing new. So we can just save your life a few minutes of extreme horror and anger and anxiety. Now on this side, I can't snap a roof because we're too close to the building edge. So we'll just stack up some stash boxes after fiddling around with all the wrong stuff first. It's always good to waste as much time as possible. I mean, that's why we're playing Fallout in the first place. Now let's take a defensive wall. This guard post. Now, by some miracle of God, this will happen to be exactly the height that you need to fill in this gap around the edge. So, using powers that you didn't even know you possessed, you will then go around the outside and fill in this gap. Now, I'm not going to include this in the video. This is going to take a little bit. It's a little bit of a bitch to do because you got to do them like they're not going to fit perfectly, etc., etc. Now, you could potentially intersect at the front chunk. See how this will stick out the back a little bit? If you don't want that to happen, you could potentially intersect it a bit with the front chunk and hide it in there. I don't know. I haven't tried that. But because everything's scrappy, it doesn't matter. Now I'm creating a blueprint for the washing machine and dryer stacked on top of each other so that I don't have to do it by hand every time I place it down. And then what I'm going to do is once I've lined up one side full of washer and dryers, I'm going to blueprint that. And then I can place that all around the other walls. So you can take your time lining up this one wall, and then blueprint that, and then you have like a huge chunk of washing machines and dryers that are easy and quick to place down, and they're already lined up. So if these had snapped together, I guess it would have been easier to place them, but if you want to make a scrappy look and you want some of them to be like all crooked and stuff, it would be virtually impossible without fiddling about. So I'm glad they don't snap. Quickly, before I show you the finished product, I opened up, this is the front chunk of the build. I put a power connector down here and a generator just for some extra power for the lights that I'll be putting, and then you just replace that again. And now let's see the finished product. So this is it. Now, you're going to notice I used some leaves, some of those brambles out front. It's called Super Suds for now. I might change the name because I'm not sure about that one. Over on the side, I put the Edotronic as like a vent. And then up on the roof here, I created a fake like AC unit up on the top. using the shelter entrance, and then I took these tables and merged them, put some conduits for some detail, added these 3, I don't know, and I put the new crafting bench under the roof as well, using the same method I used to put the generator underneath there. Just to add some detail up on the roof, so it wasn't just a flat box. Now, I want it to look like someone had been sleeping out here, because it's been 20 years since the bombs fell. So there's going to be some stuff in here that shouldn't belong. So you're going to see a little bit of wear and tear. You're going to see, you know, people have come in with their stuff and left it. Maybe they died, or turned into scorched, or maybe they're the ghouls that are out in the road. And then there are meat piles for no reason, and some, you know, just different boxes of stuff. Abraxo cleaner, 3 subscriber Jeff right there. Over here we have the Abraxo meat, and then of course all our washing machines and dryer, which don't do anything, by the way, except make a little bit of noise, which is probably fine. I wish that, I mean, it would have been cool if they had been armor benches, but that would have restricted where we could place them, because it would say that the furniture entry is blocked, etc., etc. So if you come down here, you kind of see that I try to make it so it would sort of fit in with the surrounding buildings. And of course, you're saying,
"Oh, well, this isn't practical. You don't have any place for your crafting benches."
And I know that, Satan, but back here we have like a few, you know, the benches I would need. Next door at the Red Rocket is the armor bench, so I don't need to place that down. So it looks like someone was camping out behind there, and also maybe people were sleeping inside it as well. But I don't know. I think that overall, the build turned out pretty good. There's probably some improvements that could be made. This is my first time, like, messing with this type of shape on a build, so it could definitely be tweaked. But yeah, it was pretty fun, and I definitely enjoyed it. Now, I don't say this enough, guys, but I really do appreciate all your support. It means a lot to me. It's really weird. I never expected my channel to grow to the rate that it has. So for everyone who has joined my Discord, you know, sent me really nice comments and told me that I need to fucking delete my channel. Oh, no, that was somebody else. I appreciate you. My patrons, thank you so much for all your support. There's no reason for that either, except perhaps you feel some sort of sick, demented pity. I'm just kidding. It really does mean a lot to me. There's, it makes me close to speechless. I don't know if I've ever quite gotten to that point. That would be a miracle of God. But, you know, I do feel like it blows my mind a bit. I love how there's even an emote for that, so that makes sense. Anyway, I hope you guys appreciated this laundromat. And I'm sure that there's other things you could build with a washing machine and dryer, like a post office or something. But I'll see you guys in the next video.